Hi there, it's Sandy, your sister and your friend. Welcome to today's video. I've had some conversations recently with people about how to let go of attachment to old illusory perceptions of who we are. We are living in a world of illusion, and of course, it's 2025, and I think there's a lot of shaking going on, a lot of things that are being brought out into the light, worldwide, perhaps universe-wide. And we have our part to play in this. And our part is that nobody can dissolve the illusions that I'm holding of all the perceptions that I have of who I am that are not true. Nobody can do that work but me, okay? And I can't do that work alone. I need the help of the Holy Spirit in order to do that. And the Holy Spirit is here as our helper. It is here as love, and love is the only thing that can dissolve these illusions. And these illusions can be positive or negative. It can be something related to my body, to my possessions, to my relationships, to my job, to my parenting skills. It can be really anything. And there oftentimes what I'll find when I stop, when I get triggered, when something happens and I get triggered and my ego wants to react, it wants to jump in there and get into the fight with somebody. But if I resist that, if I stop, it's really not resisting, but it's pausing, putting that on pause and saying, wait a minute, let me look at that, because I wouldn't be feeling this a desire to defend myself or to agree that I'm less than I know that I am, which is one with my Creator. I wouldn't feel those feelings if there wasn't something stuck inside of me as a false identity. So now, if I just sit in stillness and think about this thing, look at that thing without having a framework around what this thing means. Like maybe I'm just over-functioning mother who does everything for her kids way beyond what anybody would do. And if I sat and looked at that, maybe I would realize that I'm over-functioning because my mother never did that for me. And so I had developed in my mind as a little child what really good mothering would look like. And if I was to sit with that, let those feelings come up, whatever tears need to be shed, associated with coming up with this false identity that's not serving me or my kids. If I could let go of that, I can really love my kids. And loving my kids may look really different than it looks today because I'm not doing something out of guilt and have created a false perception of what that would look like. So as I let go of things, I'm actually detaching myself from my egoic self. I'm not detaching myself from other people, but I am detaching myself from the false identities that I've created and have kept and held on to and have kept as an attachment. And I actually don't even realize that I'm doing that. But that is the work here, especially in 2025. If I want to raise my frequency, and I do, and I know that you do, or you wouldn't be listening to this video. So if we want to raise our frequency so that we have opened up more space inside of us to have the spirit flow, that there's more ease, there's no things that are there blocking the flow of the spirit, or fewer things blocking, then every time there's a trigger, I'm going to stop. That is my, oh, thank you, universe, for bringing this to me. I didn't know I was ready to look at this, but you have brought this to me because you know that I'm ready to let go of this. I had a recent experience of this where someone said I had hurt their feelings. I did it. It was unconscious on my part. But I used that opportunity to say, how do I feel about that? And I felt shame and guilt. And I thought, wow, I wouldn't even know what shame and guilt feels like if I hadn't stored something that that I had stored with shame and guilt. So those emotions are stored inside of me. And as I sat and looked at that, and it actually took a process of a few days of keep going back. I keep going back to it. And eventually I understood that the little girl episode that I had felt like I was alone and had to make choices by myself on my own, and that wasn't true, but that's what I thought at the time, and because I was ashamed of the decisions that I made, I took that little girl, hid under the bed, and hasn't actually been invited back out since then. And because I had this opportunity, this prompt, really to associate, to look at, why am I feeling this? How can I feel this? Um, what is going on? What is there that needs to be exposed to the light? And what I did with this is the Spirit's work in us when we get still. Is I sat there, invited this little girl to come out, sat in my lap. I held her. I told her how much I loved her. I listened to her story. And as she told her story and expressed her feelings, tears ran down my cheeks, because that was me as a little girl. That was the me that I had identified as and had hidden away, waiting for me being able and ready for love to dissolve it. So this little girl now got a chance to express all of her feelings, and she was loved in that process. And that little girl now, she's dissolved, or she's transmuted into love, and now I don't have to drag this little girl into every relationship that I have where things feel hard. So this process of letting go, of letting the light shine, letting love do the work that only love can do. And love is waiting for us. Love is always available, and it's just waiting for something to hit the button that we have. We didn't even know we have a button, but something hits that button, triggers, and wow, this is my chance. This is a golden opportunity for me to look at something, observe it as the observer, and to let it come up. Let everything come up. Let me let go of my attachment to this little girl. And that works for everything that we stored, every association that we've made, every identity, false identity that we've made for ourselves, and that we now are having some negative repercussions. I think we're going to feel more and more have the buttons being pushed or triggers happening. I think that's going to happen more and more because the universe is ready for us to let go of all the things that we are stuck to, the false identities, this world of illusions. Let it go, bring it out into the light. The light is a very healing force, and it's ready for us. The universe, our Creator, needs us. This is the time where we need to be operating at a high enough frequency and vibration where we can be of service, that we can be of service to humanity, to the whole world, to all living inanimate objects. It doesn't matter. It's all one life, and this life needs us to bring our very best, our unencumbered, unattached, pure, holy selves to this life that we're actually leading. So that's what my job is going to be. And if you're listening to this, I believe that you're ready. I know you're ready. If I'm ready, I know you're ready. So it's my journey. This is just how I'm doing it. And it may be just sorting itself out differently for you. And I'd love to hear how that is going, what's happening in your life, and how do you see this going on for you. So I love you so much. I hope this helped. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment. I love you. Go and be blessed. Bye-bye.